Hello, beautiful souls. This is Shamama Hunting Owl, and I am here today with a message that I keep hearing echoing in my head that says there will be no more delays. So, in hearing this message coming for the past few days, I've been sitting with this information and trying to understand what this is in reference to. And so here is the message that I am getting, and this all relates to the 144,000 divine souls who have chosen to embark on the twin flame journey. I say chosen, and that's because we chose this. These were not divine appointments that were given to us, as I've said so many times in our videos, that we all incarnated into our lives with a divine blueprint that we chose. Now, I've made many jokes for many times about how it's similar to parachuting out of an airplane. And that as they open the door and we're ready to go, they say, okay, there's this checklist right here on the wall, and pick which job, what you want. What are you jumping into this life with? What is your purpose? And I have joked many, many times that as we're jumping out of this plane, I know I don't have my reading glasses, and I probably had a little too much tequila or whiskey. And when I checked off the boxes and agreed to my incarnation plan, this is what I picked. And I say that jokingly, of course. But we chose this path, is my point. The 144, where does this number come from? So biblically, the 144,000 comes from the book of Revelations. I do believe there are other books in the Bible that talk about the 144. However, the book of Revelations is where it's most, I think, prominent. And it basically refers to the 12 tribes of Israel. And those were, and I say this again loosely, the chosen ones, okay? And each of the 12 tribes had 12,000 people, and we do the math, and there we get our 144,000. Now, the 144,000, okay. I've got notes, you guys, and I'm going back and forth between channeling and looking at my notes. So please bear with me. I want to try to stay really on point for you guys, and still cover everything that needs to be covered. So the 144,000, 12 tribes of Israel times 12,000, that's where we get the number. Now, in looking back at these historic stories, let's call them historic stories, these tribes were the chosen people to be the prophets, or to be the, I don't want to say the prophets, the way showers, okay? The voice, the servants of the prophet to carry forth, to grow and plant the seeds for the true kingdom of heaven, is what I'm hearing. So we go back to our originations of those of us who identify as the 144, the twin flames, have all have soul ties to this original source. Okay, we all came from this place. I do truly believe that we were part of that original the tribes of Israel. Okay, now, as servants of the prophets, as servants of God, okay, we chose this path. we saw the value and the importance, okay, of the work that was going to be ahead of us in transforming the consciousness away from what we have been taught, the separation that has been created or that we have been told has been created through the forces that are not of benevolence. Okay. And again, I know I'm being a little vague maybe on some of this. I am very carefully selecting and choosing the words for what I'm saying. So if some of this doesn't exactly smooth real fluidly or flow real fluidly and smoothly, I apologize. But again, this is a very touchy subject because we're also talking about religion and biblical stuff here. So, and as you know, I am not a disbeliever in the Bible, but we know the Bible has been translated and edited, and religion and other man-made people, forces, things have altered the original texts, the original works and words. So, I go back to the purity of the messages. And so, as we know, the 144 have been activated now. And we are definitely seeing why, okay? And I go back to there will be no more delays, okay? So the 12 tribes of Israel, the message, when I started doing some in research, okay, on the 12 tribes of Israel, there is a common thread that runs through them. And there's a very specific message that those are the 12 tribes of Israel, the 144, are those who have chosen to not defile themselves. They have chosen to keep themselves pure. Now, biblically, that has been taken as and into a sexual content. Okay? What I am hearing and seeing in this purity of us choosing to not defile ourselves and keep ourselves pure is that our purity is in the devotion to serve. It has nothing to do with sexuality, okay? Although we do know sacred sexuality and there is purity in all of that and so on and so on. I am specifically talking about the 144's devotion to serve as the way showers, as the servants of God, okay? And that is what we hold. We hold the commitment. The covenant is what I'm hearing. We hold the covenant to God, Mother, Father, God, to honor and uphold, to be of service in the transformation of our planet, of our consciousness. So we are moving away, teaching and planting the seeds to move away from separation, to return to Eden by unlocking, and this is the key of what the twins teach and do, and why it's important for these unions to come to fruition. Because it is in our healing of ourselves and learning of ourselves that we have learned to come into a place of unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion, understanding, empathy, all of these beautiful things that we have not, up until doing this work, that we have not been able to do. In us fulfilling our prophecy for ourselves, then coming into union with our counterpart, creating this sacred container of the unconditional love template, which is something that is new. Up until this point, our template for love has been in a separation and a conditional template. That is how love has been. And I don't care, even parents who say they have unconditional love for their children, there are still conditions to that love. I know for a simple fact, I have experienced this. As a child growing up, my template that I was shown for love was completely conditional. If you're a good girl, you will be praised and loved. If you are a bad girl, you will be fucking hit, emotionally abused, hurt, cry in pain. That's conditional love as far as I'm fucking concerned, you guys. But we are moving out of that, okay? And this is the template that the twins carry. When we are able to get to, and I think I was saying yesterday that 80%, 75 to 85%, or whenever it was, the last video I did, that 75 to 85% of healing of our own in coming into that level of awareness, awakening, and healedness, okay? Then, and only then, are we truly able to extend our unconditional love, our healing, everything we have learned into our unions with our divine counterpart. Thus, coming together, healthier, healed persons, and then seeding, and I mean literally seeding through sacred sexuality, planting those seeds, the template for others to experience and grow by. I hope this is all making sense because I kind of feel like I'm babbling at this moment. So I guess where am I going? Hang on, let me check back with my notes for a second here, guys, because I have so much shit written down on like 14 different pieces of paper in front of me. Right, okay. So we are unlocking the template for unconditional love for all. So what twin flames experience as twin flame love, okay? Yes, we, the 144, are bringing this in. We are sowing it, planting the seeds, sowing it into being. But it's not just for us, you guys. We are doing this so everyone, humanity, can experience twin flame love. Not as a twin flame, but as an unconditional template that we are creating. Okay? Not everybody's going to be a twin flame. There is no hierarchy here. There is nothing like that. We all were just given a list and said, go ahead and choose. What do you choose as your role in this history, in this historic time of revelation, where there will be, again, no more delays. We will be allowing, through the work, through the service we are doing, to expand this template to all. Now, gets a little dark at some points in the whole template of revelation, as we know. There's a lot of fire and brimstone in all of that. There is a lot of death. Okay, there are people, and we know this, that are not, whether you want to call it ascending, coming with us. There are people, there is a certain percentage of the population that are choosing to opt out of all of this, which means they will leave this earthly planet. The numbers I have seen all along for this from the very beginning, okay, was around 25 to 33%. 25%, a quarter to a third of the population would be exiting. Okay? And isn't that what we are starting to see? Okay? Regardless of pandemic, regardless of jabs, regardless of look at what's going on, you guys. Okay? So we are, in fact, currently fulfilling our prophecy. The prophecy that was given to us as way showers. It is crucial for us now to step in to our highest power, to anchor in to our own healing at the deepest levels, so we can remove any interference and blockages that are holding us back from fulfilling our prophecy. We are 144,000 because it requires that much light and energy to do the work we are going to be and are doing, okay? Christ couldn't do it alone. Magdalene, he had his disciples. He had his people, and it still wasn't enough. So the numbers, we are just increased, and we are all carrying that Christ conscious code, that Magdalene code. And it is time for us to rise in our Yahshua and Magdalene consciousness and become unified. Because fuck you guys, what is going on right now around us is requiring us to step up in all the love that we have, holding no judgments against the false matrix that we are working against. Yes, this is spiritual warfare, okay? But it is spiritual warfare in service to unconditional love, okay? Not in hatred, not in anger, not defeating our enemies because they are enemies, but because we are about love, forgiveness, understanding, and compassion. It's like killing them with kindness, not killing them with vengeance. It's converting them, those who choose to see the light, those who choose to step away from the darkness and choose to pick up the seeds and live within our bounty, within our harvest that we are creating. And so what I love about this analogy with the 12 tribes, okay, is I see it as each tribe has their own seed to plant. Like we all can't plant the same seed because then we're only going to have one crop, right? So each of us in our tribes have been given an assignment, okay, or chose an assignment. I don't know if we've been given it or chosen it. We chose our appointments. We chose to be in service. Maybe in that choosing we've been assigned roles. I don't know. Maybe we haven't. Maybe we picked them. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The simple fact that each of us have a different role. Some of us are healers. Some of us are public figures that teach in different ways. Some of us are galactics and bring in different types of healing. Like we all have different avenues that we create our magic with. And so, because there is 144,000 of us grouped into these tribes, each of our tribes cover all of those areas. Okay, so the people in our tribes, we're going to have a person from every walk of life, so to speak, from every spiritual aspect. And we are each going to plant our seeds, which are going to bring a cornucopia of harvest to all. We will be able to feed the world on what we are creating. And it is up to them to then come to our bounty, to be welcomed. No, not welcomed. We are already welcoming them. It's like they are going to decide if what we are offering is what they want, and they are going to come to our smorgasbord, our buffet, and they will eat from all of our services. And I love this because this really ties into the fact of how we all do our work, and how, yes, there is so much overlap in what people are doing and offering. But again, it comes back to our own blueprint, our own energetic frequency that attracts those meant to eat from our buffet. And I love this. I love this. So what else do I want to say? Let me see. I got to put my glasses back on and look at my notes, you guys. Hang on. All right, let's see. No more delays. No more delays. Purity to serve. Yes, purity to serve. We are this. Okay, so this is what else I'm hearing. We are the sealed and certified way showers. There is so much power in that. There is so much power in that. And I want you guys to feel that power within your bodies. I want you to claim that. I am certified in devotion to serve the highest, greatest good of unconditional love for all humanity. And I dedicate myself to ending separation consciousness so we can return to a world, the world that we were meant to live in before the chaos, before all of these things have taken over. Okay? Now, I want to add one more thing to this, you guys, okay? And, I don't know where this exactly falls in, and I probably need to do a separate video on all of this, but I'm just going to add a little blurb here. And that is just to say that I want everybody to remember that wherever you are on your journey right now, okay? Twin flame, not twin flame, soulmate, healing, whatever the fuck you're doing, you are doing and are in exactly the perfect place that you need to be right now. So that means I want you to stop giving power over to things like fear, things like black magic, things like dark entities, things like interference, okay? Because and again, I'm going back to, there will be no more delays. What we give our attention to is where our energy is going to go and what we are going to create and manifest. And I can tell you right now, the manifestation energies are happening almost immediate. I literally was asking for something yesterday morning, praying for something that was going to help me in doing my medicine ceremonies. And yesterday morning, someone had brought it up to me, and again, I was like, well, I can do that. I don't have a lot of access to medicine right now, but yeah, I can look into it. And lo and behold, like within a matter of hours, someone came into my experience and literally had the answer for my medicine issue, and being able to have a reliable and responsible and honoring person that I could attain medicine from in a truly what's the word I'm looking for? A truly positive and above board way, like honest way, like, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's not shady. It's not shady at all. And medicine, trying to get medicine at some points in time, because it is illegal in a lot of places, and I'm talking about plant medicine, you guys, is illegal. So, it's challenging, and sometimes you have to deal with people you don't always know, whatever. Regardless of any of that, I have been graciously provided by Spirit with resources that are in integrity in order to attain this medicine to help the people that I'm working with. And so this is, again, like I'm saying, like, we are in this immediate manifestation mode. And that was my point, is that it happened within hours of me praying and meditating on needing this or wanting this to help my clients. So in being in this immediate manifestation mode, and getting back to what I was saying, is whatever you're projecting, you are manifesting. So if you are in a place of fear, you're going to manifest more fear. If you're in a place of really buying into black magic, dark entities, people attaching shit to you, people hexing shit on you, then that's what you're going to attract, you guys. And I'm sorry, but it's true. If you choose to say, these things do not exist in my world, they have no effect on me because I am my own supreme and ultimate power as a divine extension of God himself, and ain't no dark forces fucking with God, not truly, you will be able to bypass any of these things. Blockages will not occur externally in your world. The only interference that is truly of any significance or impact upon your journey or your life is your own fucked up interference and blockages. So when we step out of that, when we claim accountability and responsibility for our own, whether it's lack of consciousness, whether it's refusal to see, resistance, whatever, it doesn't matter. And again, there's no blame in any of that. There's no judgment in any of that. Everybody's exactly where they need to be. So stop trying to attach an external cause or reason for why you feel blocked, stagnant, stuck, whatever. It always comes from within us. And yes, the universe does put us in a holding pattern sometimes to delay us, to, because we wait for divine timing, but divine timing is always at play. And that comes within, as I was saying, surrendering in the video yesterday or the day before, surrendering to divine will. When we surrender to divine will, we surrender to divine timing. And then we don't see, once again, anything as a blockage or interference or dark thing coming at you. Don't give it power. You and you alone are sovereign over all of these things. So take back your power. Come back to you. Come back to what you signed up for. You chose this. You've chose to be of service. Accept it and grow with that. So, are there going to be, here's another question, are there going to be more twin flames? Is there more than the 144? Okay? I don't fucking know. What I know for my truth, there are 144,000 souls. Those 12 tribes. Okay? We, in the beginning of creation of our souls, said this was it. This was our incarnation plan for these lifetimes. And we are carrying these templates forward as the 144. But, and I'm going to say but, in doing that, it is not exclusively for us. What we are creating, the bounty, the harvest, the template of divine unions and sacred sexuality and collective consciousness, we are creating for all to experience, to share in. So you guys, with that, I am going to give you the biggest hugs and kisses. I love you all so much for being here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I wish you all the most wonderful, amazing day. Take care, you guys. Bye.